what do you use it for? Or do you explain what you can do with it?
Hey guys, welcome back once again to Our Scamp Life. In this video we are going to talk about kind of a scamp buying guide. The things that we learned about buying our scamp, things that we now wish that we had, or things that we're going to add to it that the scamp dealer will do. So whether you're buying a new scamp straight from the scamp factory or you're looking at a secondhand one, all this stuff kind of applies across the board. So number one is check out as many campers as you can. And what I mean by that is a scamp may not be the right camper for you. Depending on your family size, depending on what's going on, that sort of a thing, it may not be right for you. So check out scamps by all means. They're really hard to come across secondhand. But go ahead and check those out whenever and wherever you can. I would suggest going up to the scamp dealer in Bacchus, Minnesota and walking through and learning about some of their different floor plans so you know what you're going to look for. Also walk through other campers. When we were looking at campers, we spent 1.5 years walking through anywhere between 100 to 150 different or similar campers before we finally, well, we knew long before that we wanted a scamp, but it was really hard to find one, so we were walking through a lot of other campers kind of all at the same time. Number two would be check out the bed. One of the most important things is making sure that the bed is going to not only be comfortable, but we've laid in campers like especially like teardrop ones, or more the teardrop style, that actually are they're just not wide enough, I guess. We couldn't lay flat in there. Sarah said, I feel really claustrophobic because the wall is like, or the ceiling is like right here on her head. So that was that one.
Number three is find your why. Do some soul searching. Why do you want a camper? And what suits your family as far as do you need something that's luxurious like home, or do you want something that's easy to set up? Do you want something that's close to a tent? For us, we wanted something that was simple to set up but was much more convenient than tent camping. So yeah. For us, a scamp works great because we can set up at a campsite in like 15 minutes from arriving to having water and electric hookup. So for us, that's why we have the scamp. So before you purchase, find your why.
Number four, you should have a good balance and make sure that it meets most of everyone's needs.
Yeah. Yeah, make sure it meets most of everyone's needs. So, you know, if you're more than just two people, make sure that, you know, you're never, I'll just tell you this right now, you are not going to find a camper that is going to meet every single need of every single person in your family, unless your family only includes you. Then obviously you can find your perfect camper. But there will be needs and stuff, some sacrifices here and there that you might have to make, size or price or whatever. So just keep some of that stuff in mind.
5, shop around.
Yeah, scamps vary in price. Our scamp, a lot of people have been asking the price of our scamp, and we paid $72.50 for ours. It's in other videos, I think, too, in comments. But $72.50, we found ours on eBay. So online, that was the best place. We looked on Craigslist. They're really hard to find, and they only produce about 360 a year, 350, 360 a year. So, and a lot of those actually get shipped other places. So they're pretty hard to find, and people love them. So they're really, they're just not around. So make sure that you shop around and make sure that you have the money in hand when you're ready to go buy. So if you know what floor plan you have, you know what you want, get out there and just, you know, have the money ready to go, or the bank loan or whatever you have. Make sure it's all ready to rock and roll. Number 6, this is know what you want. So look at the different floor plans. Like I said earlier, go up to the dealer or go up to the factory in Bacchus, or just look online and look at all the different floor plans. Ours has a side wet bath, which means we have a toilet and a shower. They also have some that have a front bath that includes a sink, but then you lose out on the bunk. You can have it where you don't have any bathroom at all, and maybe you get a side dinette so you can sleep 5 in there. But yeah, just take your time with it. Make sure that you get the floor plan that you want, because it really makes a big difference. We were very fortunate to find the exact floor plan that we figured out we wanted when we went to the Scamp factory. We knew what floor plan we wanted, and we got it, and we were able to find it online, secondhand, used for sale. So I would say a used Scamp, anything from, I'll just go with our model, 2006 down to probably the early 2000s, you can expect to pay $7,000 to $10,000. We actually got a good deal on this. Most of these, all of them in fact, before this one, were in that $10,000 range, which was out of our price range. Scamp will even tell you themselves, they hold their value for a really, really, really long time, as long as they're in halfway decent shape. I think ones from the 80s are even selling for, you know, a few $1,000s at least.
What's that
Number
good
7.
smell?
Somebody's making bacon.
Number 7, check your tow vehicle. Now this is important because we knew we were spending a lot on a camper. We couldn't afford to upgrade our vehicle, so we wanted to find a camper that would be tow rated for our current vehicle, which is a minivan. That's another one of the main reasons we went with Scamp. Straight from the factory, they're actually delivered with the Ford Ranger all across the country. We did not want to upgrade our tow vehicle, so make sure that's top of mind.
Our van will tow maximum of 3,500 pounds. I didn't want to come anywhere near that. And so, and we just have a 2002 or 2003 Dodge Grand Caravan, so nothing special. And this camper, dry weight, so without the LP tanks, without the battery, without any clothing or anything in it, it's about 1,900 pounds. I think right now we're up probably in that 23 to 2,500 pound ratio, so we're still 1,000 pounds under, so I feel pretty good about towing it. And honestly, it tows beautifully behind the van. You hardly know it's there. You do notice when you turn on the air conditioning the loss of power, but
No, and when you do that, and it makes like this weird sound.
Oh yeah, that's the sway bar.
that's the anti-sway bar he's talking about. When it gets wet, it'll make a funny farting sound,
It's like,
or screeching sound, or whatever it is. That was number 7 if I didn't say that.
I'm doing 11.
Are you doing number 8? Number 8, turnout windows versus sliders. This one here, again, we bought it secondhand, so everything was already pre-picked out, and I don't know if they offered the crank out windows in 2006, which is what this model is, but we would have liked those, I think, over the sliders, just because when it's raining out, a lot of water will come in through the sliders if you have them wide open and the wind is blowing at all. With the crank out windows, we have one crank out window, and that's on the smallest window in the bathroom, and we've learned that we can leave that window open in rain, whatever, it doesn't matter. So if you're ordering one new, I would say put the crank out windows on it. I think a lot of people really seem to like those. Number 9, go for the larger battery option. If you're buying one secondhand, find out what size battery it has. Go for the bigger battery. The bigger the better, because even though the battery only runs certain things in the camper, if you're going to be doing any dry camping whatsoever, it's really nice to have a peace of mind. When we bought this, the gentleman had just put a brand new upgraded larger battery in the front of in the battery box of the Scamp anyways, and so it made it really nice knowing that we don't have to worry about that. 10 is you can get them with 1 LP tank or 2 LP tanks. It doesn't add a whole lot of extra weight to have 2 LP tanks, and in the larger models like this, the 16 foot, it is really nice to have 2 LP tanks. We fill them both up, and we get more than one season out of them, and we're probably this year we'll probably go on about 10 camping trips. Some of them are, you know, longer, like this one.
What do LP tanks do?
That's where our propane comes from. So your stove, your furnace, your water heater, all of that runs right off of that. Number 11.
No, you didn't do number 10.
I just did number 10.
So you have to like get the step that they are making that where you can get in the camp.
So he's talking about the step that will fold down to get you into the camper itself through the door.
Not in the rain.
Yeah, just order it. We are going to have it put on. Scamp will put it on now, secondhand. We're definitely going to do that. It's not a horrible step to get up, but sometimes, depending on how nice and flat or not flat your surface is, wherever whatever campground you're at, that step can get pretty big to step out of. So just keep that in mind. It's an extra, I don't know, it's like an extra $100 or something, $150 or something for the step to be installed on there. So I suppose you could install it yourself too, but I'm just going to have the Scamp factory do it. Number 12 is get the awning. We did not get the awning, and I don't know if it's showing our tent, but we have one of those 10-foot easy up, 10 by 10 easy up tents, and it's not tall enough to go above the door, so we have to have it enough away from the Scamp that we can open and shut the door. So even though the awning would add a little bit of extra weight, there's many different options. So get some sort of an awning so you don't have to have a separate tent to set up. It also is kind of having the extra tent, it's a lot of extra work if all of a sudden the wind picks up and you're worried about the tent blowing away at your campsite. So get the awning.
Or your dog wraps around the cord and wrecks it.
Yeah, or your dog wraps around the cord and wrecks it. That's what happened to our last tent a couple trips ago. So, yeah, it was $50 down the drain. So yeah, just get the awning. I think it would be, we think it's a good option anyway. Kind of a bonus one. I said top 12 or whatever, but this will be number 13. Is the bathroom is super handy. A lot of people say, oh, I don't know if I need the bathroom. We weren't sure if we needed the bathroom. I'll just tell you, it is so nice to have the bathroom. Oh my goodness. In the middle of the night, like last night, it was downpouring. I woke up at like 3 a.m. I had to go to the bathroom. I drank a lot of water and iced tea right before bed for some stupid reason. And so I had to get up and go to the bathroom. And just not having to put on anything, just being able to get out of bed, walk over, go to the bathroom, flush it, be done. So nice. So if you can afford it, and if it can be something that works for your family, get that little, it's just the toilet and the shower, the little wet bath at the very minimum in there, or have a portable toilet, but that just takes up more space anyways. Hopefully this little buying guide, this Scamp buying guide, kind of helps you guys out. If you have more questions and you're looking at Scamp versus Casita or other egg makers, and you have questions for us, we've looked at a ton of different campers over the last year and a half that we've been looking anyways. So hit us up with questions. Again, hit that like and subscribe button if you like what you're seeing.
Subscribe.
Thanks guys. God bless.